I'm here today at Washington on the Brazos, and I'm going to tell you about a little bit of history that happened right here. You may know that Washington on the Brazos is where a group of Texians, as they were known then, declared their independence from Mexico, which didn't make old Santa Anna very happy. We know how that turned out. But today I'm going to talk about not Texas history, my history. Something that happened right here in 1994, November of 1994, and November the 8th to be exact. This is the location where I proposed to my wife and got married. And here's the story. So at the time, I worked for a pipeline company, and we had a Austin chalk boom going on in Grimes County, and we were laying pipe like crazy and tying in wells. I was putting in 65, 70 hours a week some weeks, and Deborah was pregnant. It got to the point, she wasn't being mean about it. She wasn't mad, but she would remind me every now and then, hey, you promised me that we would get married before this baby was born. And, she would tell me what week she was in, and we had gotten to week 32. So I talked to my boss, and he told me on November the 8th, whatever day of the week that was, I couldn't tell you. I guess I could look it up, that I could get off at a normal time, like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, where I could go get married. And I had met a fellow named Tommy, and for the life of me, I cannot remember Tommy's last name. I guess I could look at my marriage certificate and find it, but I don't think that's that important for this video. He was a JP up at Milliken, Texas. And I asked him if he would marry Deborah and I, and he agreed. And we had decided we'd like to get married here at Washington on the Brazos. And he said he would meet us over here. We designated a time. I think it was 6 p.m., if I'm not mistaken. But so Deborah and I got home, got cleaned up, and we came over here and met Tommy. And right there, let me flip my phone. How do I flip this thing? I need that picnic table right there. That is where Deborah, 32 weeks pregnant, sat down at that picnic table, and I got down on my knee and asked her to marry me. And golly, she said yes. So I was happy, and we were fixing to get married. And it just so happened there was 4 people sitting at that picnic table right there. 2 young fellas and 2 young ladies. They looked to be in their teens, I would say, maybe 16, 18 years old. And they witnessed what was happening over at that picnic table. And they were giggling and laughing and thought it was funny and everything, right? So it just so happens that I had bought Deborah for Christmas an 8mm camera, a camcorder. And we had it with us, and I asked one of the young fellows if he would film our wedding. And he agreed to do so. So we came right over here, somewhere in this area. I'm not sure exactly where. And Deborah and I faced the Brazos River. Right, we're getting married on the banks of the Brazos River. Picked out a pretty spot. We're standing there facing the river. And Tommy is over on this side, and he's facing us. Just pretend that tree is Deborah and I, right? And the young man was just off Tommy's shoulder to the left, and kind of at an angle where he could film us all and film what was going on. I had given him a short tutorial on how to operate the camera, but apparently he did not pick up too well on the zoom part. And as it turns out, the camera was really zoomed in, so he would be like over here close to the fence, and he's trying to film over there, and it zoomed in so tight, and he's not getting the frame like he wanted it, like it needed to be. So he keeps stepping backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards. Now Tommy has already started with the words, performing the ceremony. But I'm seeing this young fella step back, step back, step back. And I knew that on the other side of that fence was a cliff, and it was about 50 or 60 feet down. And if he fell over backwards over the fence, it's just a little 2-rail fence, I was afraid he was fixing to get hurt bad or worse. I didn't know how much area there was on the other side of the fence, and depending on where we were, and it may not have been here, it looks like he would have been fine. And I don't know if you'll be able to see down there. I can get over here where it's a little clearer. I know the depth perception on video is not the same as in person, but if you look through there, down through there, you'll see right there is the river. It's sort of that, I don't know, light brown color, kind of like coffee with creamer in it. And I don't know, but there's, I don't know, 5 or 6 feet. He would have been fine, I'm sure, but I didn't know that. Point being, I stopped my wedding ceremony. You'll see, and I'm going to show you the clip of what he filmed, and you'll see me kind of raise my arm and tell the JP that, hey, hang on a second. And I kind of motioned. By then, one of the girls who had been focusing on Deborah and I, she came and kind of grabbed the guy or whatever. She kept him from backing into the fence, and it was fine. It was kind of funny. We've laughed about it a number of times since. So the video you are about to see is not high quality. I sure hope that young man did not try to have a career as a cameraman or a wedding photographer or anything. I shouldn't talk though. I'm not very good at this even now. I'm trying to get better, folks, I promise. But I have my own difficulties filming things. Anyway, to tell this story though, I still have that clip. I had it digitized onto a DVD and onto digital files. So here we go. My wedding, and the cameraman I thought was gonna die.
Okay. By the authority vested in me by law, by virtue of this marriage license, we're about to celebrate the rites of matrimony.
I can't get it right.
And join together in holy matrimony, Richard Todd Sawyer and Deborah Lynn Laker. If there should be anyone who could show cause, this couple should not be united in matrimony, let them speak now, forever hold his peace.
There's a focus on that.
Oh, is there?
Should be a zoom
Yeah,
too.
I found it.
You know that's going to be on your video.
Sorry to interrupt you. We want this to be pretty good. Okay, you should be able to zoom in where you can get close or widen it.
Yeah, I got it as close as I can get it, but I can't still get all three of y'all.
I'm sorry.
Are they getting there?
Yeah.
Look at her.
The wedding ring is an outward and visible sign of an inward and spiritual grace, signifying to all man, this man, and later the whole man.
Do it again. Northern Tide. Thank you. Thank you.
Get Elijah, get up.
And get a picture of all three of them.
This is
Get a good picture of that. Close one.